Breaking news, Germany has just invaded Poland. The time is September 1st, 1939. It is speculated that this will last until October 1st, 1939. So let me explain what has happened. Germany broke through the forces in Warsaw. That is not good for Warsaw, and they quickly surrenders within a month of the German attack. This caused Poland to split into two. The west side is now occupied by Germany, and the east side is occupied by the Soviet Union. This is not good for the people in the area, so please pray for them. The Poland people in Warsaw have now faced much conflict. The whole reason for this is because Germany accused Poland of persecuting ethnics living in Polana. They also said that the Poland Plantamon Me magazine has caused a bunch of speculations and discontentment within their society. Germany wanted this territory in Poland, but they ended up losing it.
Today is a monumental day for the United Kingdom. Today marks the day that they won their first naval battle at the River Plate. On December 13th, 1939, the British opened fire on German ships after fighting a battle in Europe. This is the only part of the war to take place in South America so far. This battle was a major win for the British as they executed their battle plan perfectly. Currently, people all around the world are singing praises to Winston Churchill, and his reputation continues to increase rapidly. Unfortunately, there were 108 deaths and 130 reported injuries. Stay tuned to hear more information about this war.
Breaking news. It is June 22nd, 1941, and Germany has just invaded Russia near the Volga River. It is said that 3 million German and Axis power troops have lined up against the border and started invading. This is said to be all a part of Hitler's grand plan for Lebensraum. The German soldiers look to have caught the Russians off guard and look to be making their way towards Moscow. As of right now, this is all we know, but we will keep you updated as information comes in.
Breaking news, on February 19th, 1942, a new U.S. order has been decreed. Franklin D. Roosevelt has recently redefined Japanese personship in the U.S. via his Executive Order 9066. This names all Japanese people, even U.S. citizens, a threat to American national security. Japanese people are to report to assembly centers immediately. They will then be isolated and guarded. The president states that this is the price to pay to keep the U.S. safe and strong.
Justin, it is August 9th, 1942, and at 1:43 in the morning, Japan snuck 4 U.S. and Australian ships within 30 minutes of opening fire. This was said to be the retaliation for U.S. and Australian troops coming in and taking over Guadalcanal because of this possible threat that Japan would make with U.S. and Australian communications. And now on to a short commercial break.
Do you want to support the US of A? Buy a Liberty steak today. Hamburgers are out, that's a German word. We're fighting in a war, haven't you heard? So go tell your neighbor and go tell your dad. Liberty burgers are the best to be had. Flavor is great, but patriotism is best. US of A, we're better than the rest.
We have acquired a personal interview with Winston Churchill, who is the Prime Minister of the UK. He is currently at the Cairo Conference, which is reporting live right now in 1943. There are tons of political leaders here, and this is rumored to be the largest world conference of leaders to date. Luckily, we have secured this interview with him. Winston, could you please tell me why we have gathered here today?
Well, this is actually not the first time that we have met. There was another meeting back in November, the 22nd through the 26th, and I met with President Roosevelt, and we're continuing this meeting now on December 2nd, and the point of this is to really reassess from where we left off in the last meeting.
Winston, how long will these meetings last?
We will stay here until December 7th.
And why are you and FDR working so closely together?
I believe that President Roosevelt and I work very well close together, and we both understand the importance of being strong and unified in the face of war, and we're both very influential men who need to strive to unify our people together in order to move past this global conflict.
Why are these meetings happening?
Well, in these discussions, our goal is to gather together as world leaders and discuss how these issues will impact us. And we are really assessing where we left off last time and where we need to go from here in order to get past this conflict.
Could you please explain what some of these issues are?
For example, one of the big issues that we're talking about is Turkey's level of involvement. They have remained neutral along with Switzerland and a few other nations. However, I believe that with a little bit of persuasion, I think that we can get them to join the Allied powers, and I believe that they could really help us turn the tide in the war. Thank you very much for having me on. It's been a pleasure to talk to you all and get the message that we're trying to send out to everyone.
The largest amphibious assault ever recorded has just opened in Okinawa Island. On April 1st, 1945, 60,000 U.S. soldiers stormed this Japanese island. This will be the U.S.'s last stop before they go to the mainland. Japan, during this assault, kamikaze attacks became more rampant and rigorous. The Battle of Hacksaw Ridge was a vicious battle which allowed many heroic leaders to rise to the occasion. Desmond T. Doss won the Congressional Medal of Honor, despite all his peaceful stances or outlooks on the war. Okinawa fell on June 22nd, but the brave Japanese soldiers died for their country instead of surrendering.